Hi everybody, I'm back to show you the portfolio where it is at the moment. What I did between the last video and this one is to go ahead and cover it. And I covered the entire thing on the front and back, as well as the inside pages that flip in. And then I started working on the inside, and the felt flaps that I had made to house the images, I just put a little piece of fabric on them just to give them something pretty to look at, I guess, just so they aren't plain felt. I wanted something a little prettier than that. This fabric that I used to cover the whole thing is a very old and worn in places piece of pink, don't know what to call it. It was a dust ruffle for a bed, and I've washed it and it has come out really pretty. It's pink and cream, and the opposite side of each of the, like this cream part, is what the pink is. So it's a front and a back. Just flip it, I'll show you. So it just, if it's pink on the front, it's cream silky color on the back. And anyway, it made I liked it a lot. I had a ton of it, so I thought I would just use it to cover the outside of the portfolio. And I'll embellish it some later. But right now I want to work on the inside. And I didn't want to get bulky. That was, I can go all, we can all go hog wild and really make these into beautiful pieces. I want it to be pretty, but I want it to be utilized to hold, of course, images. That's the whole purpose of it. I will have it open and look through stuff, or to store stuff in it. And it's not going to be something I'm going to sit on my coffee table, or that I'm going to use to show off anything. I guess you know what I mean. So what I did is I took a couple of the different trims that I had. I found one of my Chinese braids, or trim pieces edging, the one that I have the most of, and I have quite a bit of it. And I'm just going to kind of play around with it and kind of see what I can do with it. The spots in the book where we put the pieces together using the felt, the outside's covered, but the inside still shows the felt. And so the first thing I was wanting to do was to find something to cover it with that would bend and always be able to, stay out of the way, and yet just kind of cover it enough so that it looks like it's not felt, white felt. And I found this trim. It's just a possibly a machine made, I don't know what to call it. It's just a little herringbone look to it, actually. Kind of like a little piece of lattice. It was just a trim piece. Maybe an insertion lace. I'm not sure on that. It's too rough actually to be clothing, I think. But anyway, I'm going to start by just putting it right down these two felt spots on the portfolio inside, and just enough glue to tack it down basically at the top and a little bit down the inside, because I don't want that to become hard. I just want it to hold. And then as I use the book and as it sits, it's naturally going to become folded right there. And so that's what I kind of don't want to mess with, is that fold. I want to give it room to do what it naturally will do. And then some of the other spots, I decided I was going to try to just minimally decorate. I'm not going to go overboard with this. And I'm not going to spend a lot of money and effort on it, because it's just for my use only. and it'll, it'll be what it is. Just a useful item for me. Now I'm going to do this piece. Oh good, it was cut. Get rid of that. Always make sure what the front and the back is, but on this one I don't think there is. So very thready tonight. I noticed everything is catching, gumming it up. So I hope y'all have had a good weekend. It is now Monday night, and I am finally able to get back into my craft room. I had done the first 2 parts of this tutorial with every intention of, after I ate my dinner, to come back downstairs and finish this off. And in fact, I had a number of the pieces that you're seeing right now sitting out ready to go. And then life happens, so I've been upstairs busy all day Monday today, and people coming to the house and trying to fix the one more issue we had with the Wi-Fi, and I think that got taken care of. So we officially have decent Wi-Fi. Thus the uploads all of a sudden that y'all are seeing on my channel. So I was excited about that. You just can't imagine. I think my husband and I, we got Netflix, and like I said, we had tried Netflix, and I don't know about that. Where I did get to see that movie Making Jane. That was so fun to see, but TV shows, I'm not into those. I sure just twist a lot. I don't know why. But this is a little rose trim. It goes kind of back and forth, and it has a white, I want to say polyester backing to it. This is not something I will probably use. I wonder if that's elastic. Well, I'm not going to use it much anyway. I don't think. I bought it thinking I would use it quite often. That remains to be seen. I am going to put it down the center of the book. This is the very center. We shall see if that's going to hold very well. Being polyester, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I don't use polyester much. Ooh, it's just sucking it up. Like, okay, for now I'm going to keep it on there. We shall see how that works. I love the roses in it. Really like that. And it looks nice. It looks pretty. So I'm willing to use that on my own project. Stuff that I'm going to keep around here and use a lot. It doesn't need to be gorgeous. Just pretty. Like I said, this isn't going to be something I'm going to be showing off to anybody or wanting to stare at all the time. So it's going to serve a purpose, but I do want it to be pretty while it does so. One of the one of the shows we started watching was Longmire, and I don't know if any of y'all like Western shows and cops and robbers and stuff like that. We do. But we had to turn it off because we're not going to watch anything where they use our Lord's name in vain. And I was very upset because I really liked the premise of the show. And then as we got into it, all of a sudden there's this word that was hideous. And we looked at each other and it was like, we, of course not going to be watching that anymore. And so Netflix, y'all, anybody know anybody that works at Netflix? You don't have good shows, so I'm probably not going to be a fan. And I'm glad it's a free month of membership because I don't want to have to pay for it. In the long run, I'm not going to get it. Okay. We did find a website that had Pure Flix. And Pure Flix are Christian-based, clean shows. So we're going to try that one out. Now, let me get these out of the way. I did think about using a few of the images on these pages. You know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. For now, I'm not. I'm thinking no now. But I do want to continue and do a little more finishing of the edges on here. And like I said, this little braid right here, I have quite a bit of. Got it on a roll. And got the whole roll. And so what I thought I would do is to start on my inside edges. For example, this piece here that comes in, I've decided, by the way, I'll show you that. This is the part that was on the felt and that will fold inward. And there's a front one and a back one. All I did was fold the fabric over the front of it to this side. And because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, it has a lot of potential. And since I'm not 100% what I'm going to do with it yet, I am thinking of only maybe just covering that raw edge of fabric with this. And so what I'll probably do is do all of the edges of things up and down first. I'm going to do the vertical parts first. And at the very end, I'm going to come through and go all the way across the bottom on all the pages. I may cut those where they fold at the bottom and at the top. And then on the very front, when it's closed, I'm going to decorate it very simply using non-expensive pieces. I'm going to go ahead and close this up real quick. Of curtain. These I have cut off of like a cottony curtain. And what I've decided to do is to just very simply put these little appliques in the corners. Kind of like this. And then put the rose piece, and I'll double check that I have all these on the right side because I don't want all of a sudden to find out that I messed that up. That's the back. Okay. And just put the rose piece like that in the center. And I like the way that looks. It's simple and yet it gives it a little excitement and elegance, I think. I put a piece on here, by the way. I did try this. Let me find it. I tried a piece, same thing with the rose, but a piece that I had coffee stained, and it just almost disappeared into this color pink on the front. It didn't have the split out factor that I really liked. So that's why I've chosen a piece that's not got coloring to it or distressing to it at all. I just thought it made a better impact to me to use this one, so I used those pieces. So I can go ahead and do that. Keeping in mind I am going to be putting this braid across the bottom, so that'll be about right distance from the bottom and the top. I'm going to go ahead and do that while we're here and got it all on here. And I'm just going to tack those down here and there. Doesn't need a whole bunch, but it does need to be in one spot. I'm going to do it kind of like that. I'm going to eyeball it, make sure I've got it close. And again, it's just for me, so I was also trying to remember that hopefully at some point in the future, I don't know if y'all are like me at all like this or not, and I suspect some of you are. I go into my craft room at different times of the year, and I am interested in different things. Rarely has something like these lace books kept me so engaged for so long. I have done a lot of different crafts over the years. Y'all have all probably tried the counted cross stitch, and you've tried the painting like Donna Downey, I think was her name. We've all done the, those types of things if you're, close to my age. I've done a lot of paper crafting with my scrapbook materials, which are still in this room, although they have not been used since I've lived here. A few times I pulled them out, like when I did the coverings for the lace bobbins here. I got out my scrapbook papers, the old ones, and used them on that. So I know that there's a purpose for all of that, but I haven't made a card per se. I haven't made any scrapbook pages in ages. My kids, oh dear, they're going to have half-done scrapbooks. Anyway, that one was backwards. Wouldn't you know it? How bad did I do it? Okay, bad enough. I'm going to actually get another one. At least I saw it before it dried. And there's one. Snip it right out. And I'm not going to mess with that one since it was just a piece of curtain. I'm going to toss it in the trash. And now double check my side is correct. But anyhow, I was talking about different crafts and different times of the year. I noticed in my last winter when I was down here in my new craft room in the basement, we did not have a fireplace that worked. We chose not to use it because the fireplace flue had issues and it was not safe to use when we moved into this house. Yeah, that's the back. So this year I know I'm going to have a fireplace. I'm not going to be thrilled with all the soot and ash possibilities, but at least the door on it closes all the way and will only need to be reloaded hopefully once or twice a day. Okay, now I'm going to do this. I like right where it's sitting pretty much. So I'm just going to, I know it's on the right side, so I'm going to just tack the leaves down first, here and there. Hopefully not get glue on these other parts. In the past, I've liked to do my other crafts, my lap crafts as I call them. For example, I do a lot of cross stitch, but I like to do oh dear, what are they called? Red work samplers and things like that. I enjoy doing that in front of the fireplace. So, excuse me. I don't know if it'll be warm enough down here for me to continue at my desk the way I do in the winter. I suspect it's maybe too hot if we have that fireplace down here. I hope that's not the case. I'll have to open the door. If it is, maybe the snow can just come inside and keep me cooled down. But I'm going to have to get a drink of water, y'all. Excuse me. Okay, basically I'm done, except for the edges and anything else I might want to do to the pages. Another thought I had actually, and I had cut these out. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I don't want it to be real bulky or anything, but possibly on some of the pages, like this one, I had put these little numbers together, and I thought if I put them in the corners on either side, and see, all I'm doing is taking what I've cut apart from some curtains and joining some pieces together so that they look like they're one applique. And I've got another piece somewhere. But you get the idea. If I put those here, pretend that one's finished. Then as I open it, that'll tell me that that's the inside of the book. It doesn't have to be all finished out. So I may or may not put those on yet. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that inside, but that's an idea. And then to finish the inside of it, I may or may not add images and go that route. I don't want it to be so full of stuff that I can't actually put my images inside. So I'm going to be careful about that. And of course I dropped that GIMP braid. Okay. And then the very last thing I was going to do on camera real quick was just the beginning of putting down the finishing pieces of this braid. And for those of you who have not seen Virginia Absher's idea on how to end a piece, cut it, and keep it from unraveling, I want to show that to you again. I'm going to just go ahead and start a line of glue right on that edge. Double check my front and back on this and start putting it down. And this goes quick. This is a quick project doing this with the braid. I always like working with these braids and trims like this because, like I've said before, it's like instant gratification. Okay, Virginia showed us the idea of, on the back side, I hope you can see this, and that's not tacked down very good there. On the back side of this braid, let me see if I can push the camera forward a little bit further and show you. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on that one spot there. Come back with the spatula, that's silicone, and push it into the glue into that braid or trim. And then time right here is necessary for it to cool down and dry so that you can pull that off and then trim. I'm looking for the scissors, sorry. And this is so big. Just trim it right off where you need it. And the back of that already has a little dab of glue on it so that it's not going to unravel at all. And you go right on to the next piece. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for quite a little while. Thank y'all for your comments on my other wall hanging that I've been working on. The piece is almost finished except for the neckline. And Beata and Carol Ann, y'all have both given me your opinions on that I asked for, and you two were the only ones who said anything. And so I agree with you. I'm not going to be using this big, huge thing for that wall hanging. Tell me what y'all think about this one. It's a pearl and then a rhinestone. A pearl and then a rhinestone. And I thought about putting that on the neckline of that little wall hanging. So if you see this video, let me know. I think it's a whole lot less wide. It's a less obtrusive, and it sparkles. And I may put a little dangle, Carol Ann, at the bottom of that of some type of rhinestone. Maybe a piece of an earring or necklace or something just that will hang down a little bit. So I do love your comments. Y'all are so sweet to take the time to do that. that is hard to do. And I appreciate every one of you who does comment, because you're taking time that you could be doing something else entirely, not only to watch the videos I've done, but to comment on them. So thank y'all. And I appreciate each one of you who follow me. Y'all make a huge difference to what I'm doing by commenting and showing interest in what I'm doing. And I appreciate that very much. And then I'm going to finish that little piece. With this thing wide open on my desk, I don't have much room. And it is time to clean up. So, as soon as I get my finger unstuck, I'm going to stop the camera. But thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all are enjoying this. This has been the, what did I call it? I can't remember now. The Printed Images Portfolio. And y'all are free, in fact, run with this idea if you would like, to use this as an idea for anything else. Because the inside of this just, I've utilized it for my purpose, which is just going to be to put images in here. You know, you might not want to stick those down, by the way, to the back, but just to put my images in here to keep them flat. Feel free to use the idea of this, because I did not originally come up with the idea to make a piece that folds inward and then folds in half like that. So there it is. I hope y'all have enjoyed it, and there will be a future video when I actually have the whole entire thing done, and I'll show it to y'all in the future, but I know y'all don't want to see all that right now, so all I'm doing is gluing braid on. So I may be working on that, and I'll show you in the next video, which I don't know when it'll be, but hopefully soon, now that I can upload. Anyway, y'all take care, and thank you again for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye.